Alright folks, going to tackle a little tree with a bit of a landscape and some sky in it. Okay, I'm just going to begin. No messy, no fussy. Right. Okay. I'm going to start with just putting a bit of the sky in and getting it all kind of... I'll be putting in the darks and the lights here initially. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a bit of a lighter colour up in here. Let me see, and again I've put the masking tape on. Hopefully it doesn't seem to be warping it too much. But let's see how long that will continue. And all I'm after here is just a general colour. Bit of yellow, bit of red, bit of oxide red. Hi folks, just a wee quick announcement. I've started one of those new member thingy-majigs. I would really appreciate your support. It helps the channel and it helps me. Just click the wee join button below the video. It's only a couple of quid a month. Anyway, thanks folks, it's very much appreciated. And now let's get back to it. And some liquid. Now let me see. I think I need that to be a bit more of a red. Okay, and then plenty of liquid on this here. Just up in here. Now, and this is only the background colour. It should be a bit brighter than that though. It's only the background colour. I'm going to be going in and around the existing drawing here. And as I move further on over to the edge here, it becomes a bit more grey. Again, I'm using an amalgamation of reference photos here. Okay, so I'm just going to grey this one out a little bit. And I'll use a little bit of umber, the tiniest bit of black, and I want some cool in it. Just the, tiniest bit of, just to help grey it a touch. Let me see. No, that's not it. So, put a bit of red on it. And let's see if we can get this to grey out a little bit. A little bit of cerulean, greying it out just a touch. A little bit more red, just to help warm it a touch. And that's really lightening this up. Yeah, that's a bit better. A little bit more blue, just in here. As I always say, everything's subject to change, folks. Everything is subject to change. Or you would never do it. You'd never get anything done. If it all had to be if you only had one go at it, isn't that right? Okay. Bit of a darker colour in there, so I'm just going to mess around here a little bit, putting in some tonal colours, warmish, in around the edges of the trees here. Let me see now, let's just continue to carry on here, to mess about. This will be dry whenever I come back to it. Of that there is no doubt. That's good. Okay, now let's put in a bit of a blueness of the sky. So some ultramarine. Now, it might be a bit too red, so because ultramarine has a bit of warmth to it. So I'm just going to use the greenish down here to knock that red out of it a little bit. And maybe I've knocked too much of it out. Let me see, what's that like? A bit brighter. Bit of cerulean in it. Yeah. I'll fix it whenever, if I feel like I want to fix it. Now obviously there's a lot more life to be put in here. There's trees, background trees here, there's bushes here and twigs and branches coming off the tree. And a lot more colour involved. But I'm still not done here yet. I still have a bit of work to do here. Just creating a bit of a darker patch along here. And I also, and I don't want to forget, I also want to put that branch in properly. Okay, and then it'll be sitting on the ground. So it will. Now, a little bit of blue, a little bit of black. Let's darken that down a touch. Okay, now let me see. No, this here, I've done a bit of a boo-boo. I'm just going to fix it. And this here is just not bright enough for what I want. So let's just roll this on here. There we go. It's a bit better. Just leaving patches in and around it, folks. And another one, a little bit greener though, just here. That's a wee tuft of grass I'm going to have sitting up in that. Right, I'll tell you what, I need to knock this back. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay. Still a bit too dark. Nice and soft. And then you can come over it with all the detail in the world, so you can. Okay, I'm just having a wee look at this area here. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this off here. That's okay. Just having a generalized look at it for the time being. And I'm going to take a walk back here. I need to be a wee bit further away from it. Until I see this level here. I think that it's off too much, but I'm not sure. So let me see. Yes, it's off too much. Yeah, okay. Right then. So let's fix it. Now, what way is it leaning? What way is this leaning? I think it's coming down too much, so I'm going to take it up to about to here. Just up a bit, and then I just level that off as I move across. Just let it fall into there. I could even create, in order to sell the idea of a tilt. Here's a thing for you. If it is a bit tilted and you want to sell the idea that it is a bit tilted, you can always, I'm not going to do this for the finish thing, but you can always come in and add another plane to it, you know, like so. But let me see, I need to, let's just bring this up a touch more here. And I think that's all but done here. So I'll do, let me just get in here, kind of ready to go. Right. Some greens in the thing, some darks along here. They got a wee thing heading up towards the tree. I think that will do as a background, folks. I do believe it will. Right, okay, folks. I'm just having a wee look at that level again. That's fine. That's a bit better. Right, okay. All right then, folks. I'll see you all again soon enough. Bye. Okay, and the same again. Just pushing it in. Ooh, probably need a coarser brush than this still. Actually, I think I'm gonna get one. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Heat it up, I did it too. Let's just scrape it in. Okay. Now I'm going to redefine this this trunk down here. It's just a bit of tree that has fallen off the tree here, or at least that's what I'm assuming has happened to it. Let's go with that. All right, now I'm just going to mess around with the edges of this. Okay. Little bits at a time, folks. Little bits at a time. One day. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay. I want to bring this up a little bit here too, just a nice darker patch here. See, this is all a game of sculpting. You put it down and then you reshape it. If you can see it that way, it actually can make a lot of sense. That if you begin to see it, that just because you put the paint down, you don't have to necessarily be done with it at that point. And that can be a form of sculpting, moving the paint around until you get to where you want it to be in your own mind. See? And then you just mess around. Now we've got ourselves a bit of a grass verge. It all needs to be lightened, it all needs to be detailed in order for it to look the way that I want it to look. But we have ourselves a trunk that's coming off and then some grasses growing up and around it. Let me just, actually, you know what? Might as well just use this. You can see. There we go. Just a little bit. Now, I re-established this so that I can paint over it and then pick the parts that I want to re-establish when I'm done. So let me just continue to do that. I think that I'm almost done for the day. I can feel myself getting a little bit tired here. Feeling my mind wandering. Yeah, I can just feel myself beginning to go, oh, okay, time to move on. Time to go and have a cup of tea, get something to eat or something. And this is the time, actually, to be honest, this is the most dangerous part of time of painting. If you continue, you can really make some mistakes. Oh, and then you have to come back and fix it all. Okay. So yes, I'm going to take my own advice and go for a break. I'll see you all again, I suppose, as I often say. For me, it could be a week or two. For you, a mere moment. I'll see you all soon enough. Alright, we're getting there. Tiny bits at a time. I want to lighten this area down here. I'm going to work a little bit on this. So I've got the wrong color on this brush, but I'm going to work it through it. Let me see here, yeah. Don't want to cover up what I've done here, so I'm just going to play here. Bum ba da bum, ba da ba bum. For now, like that. Now you've got yourselves a little grass verge there, and I can mess around with here. Okay. Like I say, I want to lighten this this area a little bit here. I think it's just too, no, hold on, I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, I'll light, I think it's just a bit too, it's a bit too, just a bit too dark, I think. Let's see. And I need to get myself out some yellow. I'm just playing at the minute, folks. I'll get myself out some yellow and I'll see where I am with this. Now what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to cover up the little darker patches that I put in before. As I say, this has been quite a while for me, I must say. There's been quite a few months on this one. I haven't been at it at all. Now let me see where we are with brightness. I think that is just about right. So we'll do. So purposefully not covering up the darker areas. Okay, that's nice. That's coming along. Just break that brush up a little bit more by squeezing it on the palette. There we go. And I think I'm just going to gently soften that and give me a little bit of a bed to work on later. Now, right, I'll work on this little pathway here just while I have the colors down. When the moon shines bright apart, I'll tell a story, all for love and all its glory. And a few darker edges around the path of it here. Just around here, just to give it some edge to it. I think that may be a bit too dark, but it's okay. Just work it in. There we go. Okay. Now, I might as well work on this area here. Let's see where we are with this. I've already, as you can see, as I'm doing this, I'm using all the colors on the palette to try and get some sort of harmonious thing going on here. Well, hopefully you can see me doing that. Now, Yeah, okay. Happy enough. Coming along rightly. Now let's just direct this a little bit with the fan brush. Just direct its shape just a little bit. There we go. Now you have some sort of little pit falling down. And this is going to be a branch. Right, so let me just, I think that might do me for a minute. I think I need to go and sit down. Let me see. Pumpity boop 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 boo. Oh, highlight a few while I have it here. Just I will make sure that this isn't too. And that it's not too obvious or what? I'm just talking to myself, folks. Right, now there is still a firm amount to do in this. Well, before any of this dries, I might as well just create some holes here. Just let that peek through there, folks. And I will soften these up and whatnot. I won't say I'm not too happy with this area here just yet. And at the minute I need to have a wee think about what to do with it. But all of this here is getting covered up with twigs and branches and whatnot, and I need to highlight and fix the tree up a bit. I wonder, no, I think I'll go and sit down, but just having a wee moment here. Just seeing what that looks like. No, right, I'm gonna go and sit down. See you soon, bye for now. Just at the edge here. See, I'm not too happy with that. I'm not too happy with that. But I'm not, you know what? Now that has somewhat fixed it up. So let's add in some actual grasses to it. Now I can't cover this up. It's going to make my job much harder. So what I'm going to do is fill your head full of nonsense, folks, and start working on the this branch here. I said I was going to do it last. Well, I changed my mind. See, that's the thing. You have to be adaptable, folks. If you have a plan in your mind and how to execute this in some way, I have to be careful of the language I'm using because you get knocked down for the most frivolous reasons on YouTube these days. Anyway, What was I saying? You have to be able to, if you got a plan, you've got to be able to make sure that you're not doggedly sticking to it. Because every painting throws up its own challenges, and then the next thing you know, your plan is not going exactly where you want it to go. Likes of now. This isn't exactly the way I wanted this to turn out, but it is here as it is. Just a bit of a branch is all. Now, I actually think I could do with that being just a touch thicker, just along the base here. Okay, and obviously, as all branches do, they taper to the end, so it's not going to be so thick over here, but still, I want it thicker than what I have it. Alright, now it'll be hidden to some degree in behind the grasses that'll be coming up over it. Some degree, not. I want it to be very obvious. So there is that. I'll be keeping it obvious. La da da dee, dun da 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 dee, dun da da dee dee. And if the road behind us, oh, just rounding this off a bit, give it a bit of more of a cylindrical shape. Okay, let's bury it now in the grasses. Just let it, the base of this almost disappear here. Just almost disappear. You see, it settles it into the painting. And the same over here. Just, I don't want too much, but I do want some just coming up and growing up over it. And because the branch that is still wet, you'll be able to drag some of the colour up in with it. That's a nice look to it. There we go. And it kind of settles it into the painting. A little bit brighter. Nice and not too much on the brush, but nice and small effects of it here. Right. Well, I don't want to be too detailed either. No, I don't. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Light in these trees. Just a little bit more. I'm not sure. I think this is a pretty similar color. So, let's see here. I'm just going to reshape this one over here, and to do that I'm going to use a little thing. I need to get this color, and I would say pretty spot on. So let's see how good I is at that. And a little bit of red in it. Not too much. Okay, I think I have the color down now. I need to get the tone right. And I think that's a bit blue, tiny bit of red in it. Use this here actually. Okay. And now all I'm doing is trying to match the tone here. Now, I'm going to test this, and I think it's a bit too dark, but oh, it's way too dark, not just a bit. So, but I think the color is there. So let me see now. Look at that, that's all but perfect. Just breaking into this, just reshaping this a little bit. Just wasn't too happy with it, with the shapes of it all. Now let's soften it a touch. Just soften the edges a bit. It's way off in the distance there. And the same a little bit up here as well. Just a gentle reshaping just. Not going into the entire thing, just. Now let me see. And again, gentle softening. Softening the edges, and it'll help soften the edge of the tree as well. Okay, there's a slight change in shape. Now, let me just see the color up here. If I can kind of slightly match it. That's too dark. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to re-emphasize. That's far too dark. Far too dark. Let me just see here. Right, I'm just having a moment to myself. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, right, I think it's done, but I'm unsure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tape off, and I'm going to say that it's done for now. I'll let it sit with me for a week or two, and then I'll come back. I think it's done, but I'm slightly unsure. So let's see here what we have. Okay. And the removal of the tip. I never used to do this, never used to tape them, but I have to say it's become one of my favourite parts about doing this now. So it is. Alright, now there we go. It reveals a finished painting. Hopefully it's finished. Oops. And there we go. Just needs tightened up a little bit along the base here. Just to and up here. And there we go. Right, folks, I think that's finished. As I say, I'm slightly unsure, but I think that's nice. Nice landscape with an old beaten tree in it. Well, folks, if you could, please like and subscribe, and watch a few of the videos till their end if you can. I know they're long, but they're helpful as well. There are little bits of things in it as I go along. You get to learn a process of how it's applied. Or if you're going out shopping, just leave it sitting on in the background. It all helps with the algorithm, and then I can end up doing more paintings. So it helps in that sense. Anyway, as I say, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.